I'm making a 12-hour ramen broth today. I'm using the base from the chuck roast that I made in the last video, which will be posted shortly. This will be posted afterwards. I recommend doing that before this to add an extra level of flavor. I'm using beef knuckle and smoked pork neck, and you can see me adding mushrooms, sriracha, and I added some soy sauce, which I didn't show in the video, or the sriracha. You can also add cut up celery and cut up carrots, both of which need to be decent sized pieces. You can leave the leaves on, but I choose to leave them off because they add too much of a bitter taste for me. You can also add larger chunks of onion, and I will add 3/4 of a bulb of garlic. Each clove should be smashed to add extra flavor. And you'll want to cook this for at least 8 hours. I ended up cooking it up to 13, which dissolved a lot of the ingredients, which is okay because I had a mesh strainer. I recommend having that if you're going to make a broth. I also added some peeled and sliced ginger. Do not add the ginger with the skin because it will be way too bitter for the broth. It just adds too much of an earthy taste as well. Here I am slicing the ginger. You want it to be decently thin slices, not too thin though, because they'll dissolve too fast if you slice them too thin. I'm adding chicken broth base and beef broth base. You can also just use water, but I use that to elevate the taste a little bit. And you can see me working on the garlic bulb here. You're gonna peel all of the garlic and smash them like I said earlier, and just place them in the pot. After you smash them, they'll be fine. Here's the process of the broth. That's hour 1 and hour 4. This is hour 7, I believe, hour 12 and hour 13, and I'm gonna skim all the oil off the top. You probably can't get all of it, which is fine, because once it congeals, as it should, it will be on the top, and you can just get rid of it then when it cools down. Here's me adding a little bit of water because it got a little too low. Just cook it down a little bit more. The flavor should just be the same. I'm just making sure nothing burns. And here's the final product of that, and I'm going to strain it all out. And once it's strained, you can use, I used the remaining chunks of the physical items I put in the broth for the flavor. They had a bit of flavor left, so I'm using them to make another stock with some chicken bouillon to make a chicken flavored broth with a little bit of the beef broth left. And here's it cooking. And that's the finished product, and I'm draining it. As you can see, it turned into quite the mush, but it was still very flavorful and delicious. I also made that one a bit spicy. You can see the cooling process of the first broth and the process of cooking the noodles and heating up the broth for the ramen. I had some sliced bamboo shoot and some sliced garlic. Here's the congealed broth once it's cooled. And here is the ramen.